deployable turrets online.
Okay, pack up and regroup at drop site.
Roger that. I'm coming in.
Hey, call in the Thumper.
Echo Bravo 984. Extraction site secured. Over.
That'll keep the bugs out.
Approaching drop site, package en route.
Right on schedule.
Turret 3's out. 1 and 5 are down. Just lost 4. I'm out!
Cover!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week of Firefall Live. We're going to have a great show for you today. Don't do that. My name is Frank Lettieri, a.k.a. Faded Pez, Community Manager for Firefall and Red 5 Studios, and Mika's getting me sick.
Yes.
She's fully contagious.
Mission accomplished. All right.
Mika is back.
See you later.
See you. Bye.
Peace.
How you doing?
Good. How are
Yeah?
you doing? Have your coffee?
I do have my coffee.
All right. So you're doing great.
All right. All right, so you take it away with the dev update.
So we broke everything.
Well, this is true. Everyone's asking.
But you'll never see it.
So everyone's basically asking, no, I did not promise a patch this week, Noxon, and to PTS. And so everyone's asking basically what the update is. So I think Bug Bash was kind of successful. A lot of polish went into the PTS build that you guys have now. Everyone's asking about when you guys will see cert outs. They're still stabilizing it. We don't know when it's going to happen yet, but it's still being stabilized. Mika, do you even chew, bro?
Sometimes.
Do you even chew, bro?
Yeah.
$10 to top patch comes
Nimbus.
this month. Are we allowed to bet on those? Is that like insider?
Now we're not.
Now we're not. Damn it.
Thanks.
I wouldn't bet on that. Yes?
Flip your mic.
You flip your mic.
Talk to Marjorie like that. She's a chargery.
Marjorie Chargery. Goodness.
There we go.
Oh my God. So, I'm sorry guys, but there are issues on PTS that, like the Hardcore Miru and High Tide, that's the one that's called, that aren't spinning up, and I have some fresh console logs. We're gonna make sure that we look into those and try and get those working so you guys can play it. As I say on PTS, Jericho is a completely different issue. That's a whole config issue, and that'll get fixed fairly soon, I think. But we're working on it. Archery and Jark.
Cream.
There it goes.
That was all cream right there.
No kidding, there are issues. That's what PTS
Yeah,
is for.
exactly.
Like I said, we did a bug bash, so a lot of those bugs probably fixed. A lot of polish items touched. We'll probably. I'll work with the team, see if we can get that part out to you guys. Patch is and is not confirmed. That's right. That's what we do here. Alrighty. So that's kind of your development update, and now typically we save this for the community when they do art, but we're gonna do it. This is the company version of everyone in the world's favorite segment. Marjorie, go ahead and play it.
Do you even art, bro?
I guess you guys haven't seen that. So typically what we do is we have, we save that for fan art when we have like fan art competitions. The fans will submit stuff and then we pick our favorite one of the week and then they go on. But since we have concept artists on this week, we figured we'll do it with you guys. So I'll introduce you guys then. On the far side there we have Justin. In the middle here we have Jim and then Jason. How are you guys doing today? What? What? Sorry. Stop yelling. You're interrupting my flow.
I like how you have to deal with that.
It's fine.
No,
I think it lends character.
We do it all the time.
Alrighty, so I think we pulled some questions from the community, but I think before we get into those, I guess we'll start with like a little bit of introduction. So I guess we'll start with Justin.
Hi, I'm Justin Wong. I'm the recent addition to the concept art team. I've been here for a little over 6 to 8 months now, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
So where did you work at before?
Before this, I was at Fireforge. I worked at Carbine Studios as well.
Okay.
Worked on WildStar.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Jim's turn.
Hi, I'm Jim. I've been here for about a year, I think, almost.
About a year.
Before here, I worked for High Moon Studios on Transformers, Fall of Cybertron and War for Cybertron, and Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and just briefly before this at CD Projekt.
Nice.
I would just like to thank Foon Ventes for saying that we look pretty young for a concept.
What does that even mean?
I don't even can't even understand.
It's much appreciated, Foon Ventes. My name is Jason Hazeroth. I've been here for a year-ish. Let's see, I worked here, I worked on a few Call of Duties, I worked on The Saboteur, I worked on PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Wow.
It's a very long title. And yeah, I've been doing this for like 10-ish years or so.
Oh,
so again,
right
thank
on.
you, Foon.
You guys look really. I was expecting people in their like 80s, just like walkers.
Oh my
and-
gosh.
Old masters.
Yeah, so we do everything in oil.
Just grizzled old men wearing smocks.
So, yeah, oil paintings. That's all our concept's done in. Great.
The important thing is to find the right color flowers. Because that's how you would mull it into.
I was confused when I
Brings
got
it
here. I
together.
started painting on my screen. What is this configuration?
IT
kids are
comes running in.
doing
What are you doing?
Step your mortal and pestle game up.
Oh my god, just painting on the walls. Finger painting. Just cave drawings everywhere. That'd be great, actually.
For the models, we love that.
Yes.
Yes. I'd be like, oh, I know exactly what you want. Here you go. It's like a 2D disaster.
Graduates of Bob
Just
Ross.
the Bob
art.
Ross.
This is us without our smocks. We
We
just
all-
put them back at our desks.
We all look like Leonardo da Vinci, apparently, except sans beards, I'm pretty sure.
That's
Yeah, well,
great.
Leonardo was part Korean. See it?
No.
Yeah, I'm sure he was. No one's got it. Well, yeah, we'll have to work on the Bob Ross haircut. That's usually you leave that for the world builders because they're the ones that are like putting pretty little trees everywhere. So.
I have it tucked under my hat.
Oh, well, there you go. If you we'll edit it in post. He'll take off his hat and out it will pop.
Only on special occasions.
So basically, we get a lot of compliments constantly from the community and outside the media about how like amazing our art looks, and it pretty much starts with the concept team, more or less, right? I mean, I know we have a talented animator team, we have a talented modeling team, obviously we have a talented concept team, but I mean, what's it like going through the process? Like, do you guys just come up with stuff, or do requests come to you first in terms of like, hey, we need this?
Yeah, we just mull around and we're like, I want to see this, and then they do it.
Just in the game.
Done. Making a counter out of that.
No, yeah, we have a whole regimented system of designers come up with a list of props that they need, and they send it all along this pipeline of producers and hundreds of people before it gets to us. And then, yeah, our art lead just doles it out to us, and pretty much, he tries to give it to people who he thinks is most suited for.
Mhm.
So, like, I like mechanical stuff, vehicles, so I get a lot of that kind of stuff. Justin likes characters, so he gets a lot of characters.
So you guys don't bid on it? It's not like he's not like auctioning off tasks.
Sometimes.
Fireforge bucks.
Right. Arm wrestle for the best assignment.
Oh goodness.
We could also showcase. I don't know. We want to showcase the.
Do you want to showcase their art?
Might as well show.
All right.
Show
Well,
Jason's art.
since we brought up like doing like that kind of stuff, we have some of Jason's art. If we can bring up the first one, I think I'm pretty sure it's a vehicle. Pretty sure that's what we put up there.
Yeah.
I put my money on it.
Nasters said you're a weirdo. That's Stephen Na, by the way.
That's nice.
Boom.
Hey, Nasters, learn how to spell weirdo.
Oh.
So here's the first piece of art. This is again Jason's work here. So
Yeah, this was the our our truck in the game. So we were pretty much just trying to do like a souped up, Jeep version of it. So, I just went ahead and did a redesign. I've actually done a lot of redesigns of our vehicles in the game, so it's been an evolving process. It's this one.
Nothing, I just wanted to look you in the eyes.
As you can tell, I put a lot of heart in this one.
yeah.
No, nothing.
I got it.
Sorry.
So is that going to be an upcoming vehicle, or?
I hope so.
I hope so.
Stay
Didn't do this for
tuned.
nothing.
I've seen it in the game, so I'm assuming it's in there.
Nice. And I guess this is they take your concept now, and then I guess pass it off to the modeling team, and I guess this is kind of
Yeah.
the modeling output there.
Our fantastic modeler Tuna, which is his name at birth.
Yeah, it's his birthday.
That's
Tuna.
awesome.
No, he did this model for us, and it turned out really good. I think our modelers are really good at taking our designs, putting it, staying true to it, but also fixing it, tweaking it proportionally where they need to, kind of fit the style of the game. So we put a lot of trust in them.
Do you guys work like very closely with them when they're going from concept to model, or?
I mean, sometimes we do, but honestly, a lot of times I think they're so good at what they do that we really don't have to. I mean, pretty much I know that if I hand something off, it's going to come out good.
That's good. That's awesome. I mean, I think that's the mark of a good team right there. Is just,
Yeah.
like, having the like you said, having the trust that like.
They're a well-oiled machine, so.
Yeah. So, by the way, Altoona modeled this. That's Spicy Altoona. Spicy Al's tuna.
Yep.
That's where
Very
we got that
the one
from.
and the same.
Next up, so this is I think you marked it as a totem of sorts.
Yeah, it's for one of the bandit groups, the Ophanim.
Yeah.
So I think the design was something that has to be a machine that kind of creates a field that I guess hurts or drains energy or something from opponents. But it was just a fun design challenge for me because it was essentially just an abstract piece of hardware.
Yeah.
And so, talking with the designers, talking with my art leads, pretty much came with an idea of like, well, maybe it's like some sort of machine that creates a generator, stasis field kind of thing, and that's where we came up. And I always like to add a lot of crazy movement to things, so I was like, well, what if the panels float up with its magical technology and it spins around and it creates this kind of visible field, and so that's kind of how we came to that.
I like it. And then I think after that we have, and that's the model. Yep.
Yeah, that looks,
I don't know why I'm asking. I know.
it's like the concept of the model. I can't tell.
Yeah. Whoa.
But yeah, I mean, like the model looks dead on. It's like I'm super happy with it.
Yeah, and I'm sure once that gets over the animators, that'll, they'll take it even further, and the effects artists.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity for movement and effects, I think so.
And then, do we have something else?
The tank.
What is this?
The tank.
The tank.
See, a cord tank.
Tanks confirmed.
Tanks confirmed.
Yeah, I mean, for this one, it was a tank. We didn't have one in the game, so it was pretty much sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So,
Cool.
again, working with our designers and our leads, came up with the idea of like, again, a transforming tank where, again, lots of movement. So when it's in cruising mode, it's kind of low to the ground. Everything's kind of compact.
Yeah.
And then as soon as it goes into war mode, like the head comes up, the wheels come down to kind of give it a nice big stance, kind of make it feel tall and intimidating.
Oh man, there's an old cartoon that had tanks like that. I'm trying to think of, and I'm slipping. And that's.
I got the inspiration from Mask.
Yes.
All you need is like a door opening and a panel coming off to reveal engines, and you're good.
Now, the notes you have on there and like the little pieces. Thanks. Sorry. Are those? I mean, this may be a silly question, but what are those typically used for? Like.
This is very much production art, so we try to give as much as we can visually, but like with something like this where it has a lot of little functions, I try to be very specific.
Yeah.
So that the animator or the modeler, whoever needs to know, can be like, oh, okay, I understand what he's trying to do here, or what the specific function is. So, like I said, it's production art. You try to spell it out for everyone.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. Like pretty much everything I think we're showing here is production art today. So it's like obviously not fully finished, like touched up like how it is. It's basically like this is what I need, and
it's just what you need to communicate pretty much. So we're not trying to make it look super pretty.
Yeah, and then the model, of course, there it is.
Yeah, the model came out pretty good.
Yeah, really good stuff there. And that was the last one of Jason's?
Yes.
It was?
I hope they make that a pet. It's really cute, I think.
I hope we want a tank pet.
Yes.
It's really cute. It doesn't have ears or fur.
It has its own little charm. Something about it.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah. I'm sure that's what you're going for. Like, I want it to be really cute.
There's one.
And purple. So maybe
I
it's
was wondering
purple.
what the bell was for.
I still don't know what it's
I need
for.
one on my desk.
It's just all going off all day long.
It's one consistent noise.
Oh, goodness.
Well, we also have more art.
We do?
So we have, let's go to Jim since he's sitting next to Jason.
All right.
So.
Hi, I'm Jim.
Jim.
Oh.
So what is this, Jim?
These are some preliminary sketches for the Accord APC, which was one of the first designs I did when I started. So typically we go through as many iterations as possible, or ideations, just to kind of find the right shapes. So I remember specifically that Jason and Jonathan Ryder were helping me kind of get the style down when I first got here. And so through these, and actually there was another sheet of them, but I didn't want to waste everybody's time with all those sketches, we kind of culled it down to some combinations, and the top left corner is pretty close to where the design went to after this. But that's a pretty typical process. This is actually sort of jumping ahead a little bit, but I was helping Doug Cope.
Yep.
We were both working together to kind of understand how the axle worked on this, because when you see the next shot, the vehicle actually has two positions. It's sort of lower to the ground when it's parked, and then higher up when it's driving, because it's a troop transport. So we were working to figure out how the axle worked and how it would look, because the scale, as you can see, I'm pointing to the monitor like anyone else, but the scale there is pretty large, so you would see quite a bit of that machinery as the player, so we wanted to give them some interest below the vehicle. Otherwise, it would be kind of weird not to show that stuff. So,
Right, yeah. It's just gray. Flat gray.
Just, yeah, like 2 polygons.
Yeah.
That's it.
It is big. I think if you guys have played PTS, you guys will see they're used as kind of mobile spawn closets by the Tankin towards the end of High Tide. Is it Tankin or Bandits? I forget which faction is is in High Tide, or Pirates, something like
I think
that.
it's Bandits.
Is it?
I don't remember either.
Anyways, they're used as because I think I saw Doug do a variant where it was like it looks a little bit more salvaged, so to speak.
Yeah, I didn't include that concept, but there is
Yeah.
on the model shot. There's a banded version of it, which is just I think you can see there's like a tarp over the top of it. They've kind of commandeered it for their own, or jury rigged it for their own purposes.
And that's the one on the I guess the lower one there has the tarp over it. And yeah, we kind of use it. We're kind of using it as a mobile spawn closet right now. So that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's fun. He did an amazing job, and just like Jason said, it's just really fun to, I don't know. My favorite part of all of this is always seeing the art go from just 2D drawings to something that's basically 3D and alive. That if it's a character, you get to drive it around sometimes, or you see it. You're kind of like making toys, really. So
Yeah.
it's pretty. That's the nerdiest part for me.
It's awesome. And like having to think about how like it makes sense, like you said, like how you get in it, how you get out of it, how it functions when it. Well, this one not particularly. This one doesn't shoot, right? It's just transport.
Yeah, it's just it's a personal carrier.
But having to think about all those like characteristics and all those actions, so that it's realistic.
Yeah.
It lowers and raises, and so that those two wheels in the front, and I remember working with Jason on this, that we wanted to figure out a way how that could actually function and look functional. So from that standpoint, where it could rotate.
Yeah. And then I think after the APC, the other one of yours we have is our leader,
Ah, yes.
Stephen Na.
Stephen Na.
That's what it is.
There's a beautiful streak in his hair.
He has aged well. He's a silver fox.
Also a wonderful speller.
The best speller.
Just saying.
Maybe he knows how to spell by now.
Shots fired.
Yeah, this is Nostromo. So the directive I got, and basically it's a character with a story behind him, and he's sort of the father of this group. So working with Jonathan Ryder and understanding who he was, we wanted to give him a look so that he felt like a leader, but he also felt like somebody who was a father figure to all of the Accord. So he has a like sort of a Pierce Brosnan, Clooney kind of thing. So he's approachable, but still somebody you'd want to talk to. He doesn't look mean or.
Yeah. There's a shot with the reference art.
Yeah. So great. Yeah.
So there it is.
There you go, arts.
Right.
Arts.
Make art. And
Yeah, I
there's-
mean, he just took a picture of Bronson and a picture of Clooney and then just put it in the program and said, make Nostromo.
It's part of Photoshop CS6. It's one of the new features.
It's part of that weird
Nostromo
science
button.
technology that created in the 80s. Scan
You
photos.
scan pictures and now it pops up. A human. Anyways. So, yeah, at least he has spare arms out. And now this is the model.
Yeah, this is Rory McMahon's model. It's gorgeous. It's really, again, really cool to see it go from our 2D stuff to something that kind of want just 3D printed on my desk or something.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
again,
totally.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
So-
One of the comments I saw pop up in chat was like, "Oh, a new Nostromo." It's like, yeah, well, kind of. I mean, I think one of the things, and we're showing this with Nostromo, but you can see it if you're on PTS in Fuller, who is a production character just like Nostromo, and when you see him on PTS, they're a lot more detailed. Like the faces, the heads are more detailed. Like everything about the character is more detailed. So it's kind of like a push into that, right?
I guess as much as I can say, I think we were trying to refine, at least, or hone the way the characters look in their facially, and then, and in general, just sort of give him a different look.
Totally, that's awesome.
Wish he was my dad.
He would bring you big Christmas gifts, I think.
Grab
Man
beer
with a
some.
beard,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
I want a Brahma transport for my for my present. Do either of you guys do that one? The Brahma transport, the big.
Do I
air
give that as a
transport?
gift?
No, I was
Every
asking if either
year.
of you concepted that one.
No, I think
I
that's
didn't do
before
that.
our time.
Oh, okay. Passing it off to you again. I
Yes.
guess
So
we only have
thank
one
you,
other
Jim.
person's.
Thank you.
Oh, good.
Oh boy.
Last but not least, we have Justin's amazing art
Hold up.
compilation.
Hold up. There's the best comment in chat so far. I gotta give it up to Oscar 581. If Nostromo was your dad, you'd be dead. That's right. He would have straight up dropped the arclet on your head.
Worth it.
What a dad.
All right. I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Mika.
Saying it may be a little bit biased because I think this is the best thing ever, personally. And I think right now the bunny icon is out on PTS. Just for, I don't know if it's going to be.
Did someone find it?
I mean, I put it on my character, so I don't know if that's
Oh, the
intentional.
decal,
Yeah,
the
the decal.
decal.
Yeah, the decal. So that's the thing. But what was the process of like making like, okay, we want a rabbit and we want it to be like robotic and futuristic?
Yeah, it was there's a robot bunny task I got assigned. It was one of my first ones here, so it was a lot of
Can we hunt
exploration.
them?
It was a lot of exploration in terms of like getting used to the style of everything, and I had a lot of fun just figuring out the shapes and how this thing would be built. One of my major design challenges that Jonathan Ryder gave me was to actually show how things are socketed together and how this thing is actually constructed. And it being a pet, I wanted it to emote and have some relatability and just kind of have some personality. With robot things, it's usually a little bit harder to do that, so I tried pushing some of that into the screen on the face and like how this thing would move and just all that sort of thing. Adding stickers to it just so that you can have your bunny on your shoulder or your battle frame anywhere. Bring it with you.
You can bring your bunny with you, Mika.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah, and this was a lot of fun to work on, and
I think Mika actually created this task.
Everyone's
it in
asking each other, who?
Wait,
I don't
where
know.
is-
It's in
I-
the game now, though. So I don't
3D
know. Well, not
tuna.
right now,
Did he
but
do- Where's
they're
Ryder? I
making
don't
it.
know. Where is Ryder? He's at his desk, I guess.
That was tuna.
Yeah. Okay.
He's in the trunk of my car.
apparently needs a metallic carrot, according to Amara.
So yeah, I mean, this is something that was, I think, related to a live event. So it's probably going to be specific to that, just to set the expectation for you guys out there that it's not going to be. It's going to be tied to a live event, and I think we should call it Wabbit season.
Be
Confirmed.
very, very quiet.
Oh, and it's modeled.
yeah, this is the model. I believe Trevor Carr worked on this one.
Mm-hmm.
He did an amazing job just translating a lot of the shapes, and worked with him on figuring some of these things out. Some of the shapes transition kind of weird, so we just worked through that. And by the end of it, I was just really impressed with just how it came out, the material breakup of everything, and just how clean everything looks. The shapes and everything translated really, really well. And he gave him a nice mass where when you see him in game or animated or anything, it just has a lot of personality that I originally wanted in there.
Nice. Do the ears twitch?
So everything goes.
Nice.
Ears
Just
twitch,
need to
feet,
stop right
thump,
now.
everything.
Getting too excited.
I hope it
So
actually
cute.
displays emotions on its face. Weeble and Bob from chat. I mean, I guess it'd be possible, but yeah, no, the live event is not Easter. I don't think it is. Nope. Nice try. Next up, we have
It's a safe guess.
Mika. Please react.
The melding puppy.
I
He
was
has
waiting
a
for the
purple
dong!
tongue.
He has a purple tongue and a purple
He
belly.
ate too much grape soda. That's why. It's not them. Wait, okay, so what so he's like a pug bulldog.
Yeah, this one's based off a French bulldog.
Okay.
I decided to make it a little bit fatter, a little stockier, melding puppy that had some of the
Marjorie's just zooming in on its butt.
little stump tail.
Wag wag.
And
Oh, that's its tail.
there's some glowing innards, and you'll see the melding kind of just dripping out of this puppy's mouth, and he'll leave little trails of it. So as it
What a
follows you
badass.
around, you'll see the trail. Yeah, this, again, I just wanted to push a lot of personality, kind of give him a little bit of big head mode, just so you can read all the emotes and everything from this puppy. And Rory McMahon also did this one, and
He did that
it,
model?
did it a lot of justice. This one was a lot of fun to work on. These are some initial ideas of just how gross we wanted to get with it. So the first one was it had to fit the rig, so I was trying to figure out the proportions there. And as it went on, I decided to push more and more personality and explore different ways that the melding could corrupt this puppy. So whether it would like take the ears and it's more of like a skeleton, or if there's just like this growth with like little pustules and everything on it. So
It's very cool.
So we don't need repulsors anymore because we'll just throw them a couple melding puppies in there and they'll just eat it. Is that how it works?
No, I don't
No?
think that's how it works.
Oh, I was gonna say that's very green of the
We'll have to talk
environment.
to Boone about that.
Okay.
See if it's allowed to do that.
Well, we'll ask him. Oh, so there he is, and or all 3D
There's-
modeled.
Yep, there's the models.
I think that he did an awesome job with just like getting those pock marks in there and actually seeing it move and everything. It's really awesome to see it go through the process of drawing it, like imagining it, drawing it, and then it go down the pipeline and just watch everything unfold. And usually, after it gets past you, it gets taken to places that you never really imagined, and it's just awesome to see collaboration like that. So.
I don't even know what the next after that was.
This was a. This
A
was
truck?
Yeah, this is an MGV as well. This is a monster MGV, so the wheels are definitely enlarged on this one.
They're pretty big as it is. They were even bigger on that.
Yeah, this one everything gets a little bit bigger. So I worked heavily with Jason on this one, using his expertise. And this was finding a way to give a monster truck an Accord feel and run it through that filter, and giving it a very streamlined look while keeping it very masculine and just have this big bulk that can be terrifying for anything it's about to run over. Or but yeah.
Nice. Did we have the model of that, or is that just the concept, Marjorie?
I don't think it's been modeled yet.
Oh, it
this
hasn't
one's
been
just a
modeled
concept,
yet.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys get to see it before like half the company does at this point. So that's pretty cool. It's a box.
It's a box.
A shiny box.
What's in it?
This one is a munitions crate, and I wanted to find a way to have this box open up with all these little bits moving and keep a lot of interest there. So I wanted like a lot of moving components and just different types of movements. So this is I don't know if this would be a standard munitions crate, but something that could house multiple weapons. So the sides would pop out, top lifts, front folds down. And this is also a good example of trying to figure out how things will work, what types of motions it'll go through, and trying to visualize that before it gets to the animators, and also to inform the modelers what pieces to build so that everything's just prepped and ready to go.
It's interesting because something like even a munitions crate, like a little crate that you're playing a game and you just come across this crate and it does all these things. It's like you don't even like, you take for granted like how much consideration goes into like building this thing and actually like making sure, because you're just like, it's a crate, come on. You can do that in like 5 minutes. Like,
all those
no.
all those barrels and boxes you blow up, like somebody figured those out. So.
And there's the model.
This is the model with it open and the different pieces in movement. So again, here it's just really awesome to see it from the back view with things opening up and seeing all the pieces kind of work. And okay, this is the moment where it does work. You know, before that you're kind of just visualizing it and kind of figuring things out in your head. But it's awesome to see this kind of confirmation.
Yeah.
It is pretty amazing how much thought it takes to design even like a box.
Yeah.
Because everything has to be on style, and you always have to think about all the design considerations and that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then he's got to make a chosen box. I mean, now we have to put spikes on it. And it's not just like add spike, done. Like
little puppy inside.
Make it purple.
Made it a little bit darker.
Put a sad face on it.
And this one was a question whether we could show this or not, but we said, well, all right, we'll just show it.
Let it fly.
And in our weekly meeting on Wednesday, we told our directors, like, have you ever heard of the phrase, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission? Directly correlates.
Present to you. Sauce and pet.
So I'm not sure how much of the name I can reveal or anything of this, but
we'll just call him like the radio guy. Something.
Okay, so radio guy will be. Well, this one was just a fun one. I again wanted to give him some personality, and went back to something familiar earlier where I wanted the screen to emote a lot of things. I figured that would give us a lot of versatility with just how much he can emote and express. And I wanted to give him little points of interest for that. So the screen, the antenna on the back of the head, and give him some nice big bulky proportions on his limbs, familiar to other robot designs. And this one was a really amazing one to see them model and then animate and everything. There was just a lot of surprises with this one.
Oh, wow.
And the charm I'm just really, really happy with.
Just makes you happy.
Great.
He's so happy just looking at him. Such a great mood right now.
Pretty
I believe,
awesome seeing it animated.
I gotta pop that in the tool.
Yeah.
I believe Tuna worked on this one as well.
Dang, Tuna.
Yeah, he tore this one up. So really happy with how this came out. And this one was a lot of fun to work on. Just giving him that big boxy head.
Yeah.
It's just getting an opportunity to do that.
I think this is another item that's live event related. Again, setting expectations for you guys out there. So yeah, another live event thing. Which again, when we say it's a live event thing, we mean that this isn't something that we have a plan for, like, update hits and it's out there, right? It's tied to a specific event. So those things we're showing there, you might not see for a little bit, but I think it's really cool to get a chance to see like some of the work early on and kind of just spoil it out there and get it out there and show you guys what's going on.
Got a lot of pets coming, so.
A lot of pets.
They're in demand for sure. So the community had the opportunity to ask you guys some questions, so feel free to jump in wherever you guys want to. The first being, have any of you guys done concept art for Firefall that has made it into the game as is? So like, wasn't altered by any other team really too much, or Has it been pretty much everyone's really good about keeping your vision translated over to the game?
I think everything we just showed pretty much was
Yeah.
as is.
Yeah, that's true. I
Except for
mean,
the, yeah.
that's yeah. I'm sorry.
No, for the most part, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say here is particularly yes. I've been at a lot of companies where you give off a piece of concept art and it's a suggestion. But yeah, seriously, I mean that's fine. But
Okay,
over
sure.
here, it's like they have a very tight, controlled regimen about keeping their art style. Everyone seems to be they trained everyone, so everyone's kind of on the same page. And like I said, the modeling team has been here for together for years. So I know whenever we hand something off, they're gonna do their best to translate it as literally as they can. So I would say, yeah, over here in particular, they do their best to do what they see on
Awesome.
paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was going to just jump in and say, I think like going through all of your works and showing like the concept to the model, yeah, I mean you could see that there's very few liberties taken. I mean, because again, it's trust in that the modelers and the rest of the team really trust you guys to come up with amazing concepts that fit the style, and then when you pass that off, the model, you then trust the modelers to be like, yeah, that's you're going to give us amazing models, and then we're going to get awesome animations, et cetera, et cetera. So.
We want to keep it exciting so that they look forward to working on that kind of stuff. And they're definitely artists too, so they're going to take some liberties to make it all work better than we could when they start figuring out how it works in actual space and everything. So.
That's also part of the exciting thing, is to see that someone else has embellished upon what you started off with.
Okay. Yeah. Next question.
Oh, so this one is, I'm sure you guys have seen in PTS. We've seen a lot of cool vehicles on PTS. Are those models going to be drivable vehicles or just props?
I forgot to get a screenshot of that bike to show.
Okay, I
I'm
forgot
just gonna
to.
show it. You forgot to.
We both forgot.
We both dropped the ball.
Yep, the jip ball.
So, I guess since it's a bike, it's something that you probably concepted.
Probably.
Safe bet.
Safe bet. Jason probably concepted it. I don't know if it's necessarily the case that they're only going to be used as props, but
From my understanding, most of the bikes are supposed to be drivable
okay.
At some point.
at some point.
Yeah.
Sure.
Are there going to be more Firefall posters or concept art of other real life merchandise available? I know this is like a general question, but
Might be beyond our.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that anything like that, just to answer the question that came up in the community, like anything like that is probably a bigger discussion. We don't have any current plans to sell any Firefall merch. I don't think we've ever even sold it. I mean, we've given stuff away at shows, but I think specifically in regards to concept art, I think when it comes to like a poster that you want to sell, then we're talking about like that's actually a production in its own. We're probably not going to take like production art and be like $15. It's just like, wow.
the demand is there.
Well, Jim here used to do comics, so
Oh yeah.
if you guys want it, demand it.
There it is.
Great. Now I'm going to have to draw a comic book.
Damn. Which ones do you work on, if you don't mind me asking?
Most recently, within the last 8 years, a comic book called Bad Planet
Okay.
from Image Comics. And back in the mid-90s for Marvel, Ghost Rider 2099. And I apologize about my voice. I'm on some medication, so, but, and a couple X-Men things.
Oh,
Before
badass.
games, yeah.
Yeah, it's badass.
So cool.
All right, that was tangential. But that's really cool. Damn it, we want merch. I'm sorry, guys.
I know.
I'm sorry. That's definitely not in our plans right now. I mean, you have to. There's a lot to consider. Is first, like what do you sell, and then fulfillment options, et cetera, et cetera. And I know Naz is going to say, well, Amazon, but yeah. Anyways, continue. I'm sorry.
So when you guys asked, I read somewhere that a big influence on Firefall style is Appleseed. What are some other influences, or perhaps just other artists that you like and look up to?
Well, Sorry, can you repeat that one?
It was kind of a loaded question. So, I read somewhere that they're I'm like looking around the Bronodons. Put them over here. That there's a big influence on Firefall style and Appleseed.
Yeah, Appleseed, Evangelion, Ghost in the Shell, Gundam. There's just a lot of mech influences there, for sure, that we're trying to distill down some of their design decisions and everything, and pick and choose the pieces that we want and kind of form that into our own thing. They definitely influence.
We were just having a debate on how to pronounce Evangelion.
Yeah.
I've heard Evangeline, Evangelion, and then like I think 7 other ways Jim tried to pronounce it earlier.
Evangelion?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Evangelion.
Because it has lion at the end.
Yeah. It almost sounds like Evangelion.
You ain't lying.
You ain't lying. It doesn't even work. Yeah, I think
There it is.
There it is.
Yep.
like
Boom.
what was it? Masuro Masame? Is that pronounced?
Shiro
Shiro Masame. Ghost in the Shell.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that we were taught when we were learning the style was like, yeah, you want to take kind of the anime proportions, because anime, they kind of have very exaggerated proportions where they'll do like really big shapes against really little shapes.
Yeah.
And so we were kind of looking for that kind of flavor where it's like, yeah, we have this rule where it's always a 70-30 proportional split. So you have like 30% detail and then 70% just wide open panel space, something like that. So we take from a little bit of all of it, but we kind of take the rules that we like, that seem to be consistent with a lot of anime, and just kind of take those.
Right.
And the second part, or I guess the third part of that question was, are there any artists that you guys look up to or kind of like follow? And
Jonathan Ryder.
Just Ryder.
Senpai.
I hope he's watching.
Senpai watching.
Someone needs to slip you a $5 bill.
Yeah,
for behind you.
he paid me yesterday for that. I don't know. I mean, we all grow up with different influences or things that we love. I'm from comics originally, so Mobius and Frank Frazetta and Bernie Wrightson and Tim Bradstreet and then of course like Sid Mead and some of the concept artists like Ralph McQuarrie. But there's so much stuff out there. So for real, definitely lots of influences. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a super loaded question because it's
Yeah.
literally kind of all of them in some respect. But
It's like, what's your favorite game kind of question.
Right.
Yeah.
But I always say it's like, well, when I was in school and I was trying to figure out what I was wanting to do, Star Wars, the prequel episodes are coming
Yeah.
out, and I saw the episode 1 art book and I'm like, that's what I want to do. So that was heavily Doug Chang. So that's kind of, and I'm very mech oriented, so that's kind of like what got me in the game, kind of thing.
Nice.
Yeah, I used to end up watching a lot of anime. I picked up some like Dragon Ball manga in elementary school, and so I just studied that a lot, and that was an intro into things, made me draw a lot more. But as time went on, your tastes kind of changed and everything, so eventually I ended up really enjoying the Massive Black Guy's work, Wes Burt, Jason Chan, Marko Djurdjevic. And since then, with all the art communities online, it's just really easy to kind of fall into, oh, this guy's awesome, she's doing awesome work, like just everything, so.
Yeah, definitely.
It's almost too much now.
Yeah.
Because it's like on a global level, like you can see it all at once. You're like, ugh.
This one's kind of, well, we mentioned earlier, but why don't you guys add some more concept art to the media artwork page of the game?
Yeah, that's kind of more of like less, I guess your guys call more of I don't know. I think I kind of help out with that. It comes down to a lot too, and we had this discussion with Jonathan during our meeting was we don't typically Jonathan's very much, and our previous art director even was very much like, we want to put our best foot forward. Every time I was asking him for concept, even when we were doing like the old creature features, when we were first showing off like the Varants and the Harpies and everything, I'm like, I want to show concept of that. He's like, that's not finished. It's all. I'm like, I need to spend like 2 days on it. It's like, really. I think that's part of it. Is like we you know, as a company, as a team, we always kind of want to show, like, put our best foot forward and show off our best stuff.
Yeah, sometimes the concept art comes out a little raw, and it's made for production. Oftentimes, concept art that you see online kind of gets processed a little bit after that, just to make it more approachable. And
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Like, if you see like a concept art book or something, that usually goes through like probably several months of people just touching things up, making sure it's.
yeah, sometimes
I
more often
mean,
than
from
not.
from a game studio anyway, like,
Yeah.
or maybe I'm wrong. I'm only assuming.
Might
No,
vary.
I would prefer they didn't do that because I'd like to see the rough, like the sketches we saw before of the vehicle that I designed. Those sketches aren't very nice, but
I mean,
as an artist looking at the process of how you do this stuff, or someone aspiring to do it, it would be exciting to see how it works for real, versus sort of putting a veneer of polish on everything to make it look like everything you do is beautiful, because those sketches are beautiful in their own way too.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Not mine. I'm not complimenting myself.
Especially mine.
especially
He's like this. All,
Those were beautiful.
he's like this all day long.
It's beautiful stuff.
the yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. I mean, when it comes down to it, is like you're right, that's kind of like the real thing. And in my opinion, like, I can't. If you spent like three or 4 days touching that up, I mean, you're like the Nostromo, like the vehicles, the pets. I'm sitting there looking at them and I'm like, these are great. Like, I honestly am like, yeah, put those out there. We'll post them up on the recap for you guys to check out as well. But yeah, I mean, I guess there's a valid point to that too. Is just show like kind of like the raw work. This is kind of how it is.
It's to each their own. I mean, I understand different companies are, want to do it their way. I'm just speaking from,
Yeah.
a
Oh,
fan
totally.
of all of it, but not everybody's as big an art nerd as we might be. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
I think it depends on who your audience is. It's like if you're trying to sell it to a general public who only is used to seeing fully finished stuff, they're probably not going to get it. If you're selling it to art students
That's true.
or people trying to get in, they want to see what the reality is.
Well, from my perspective, honestly, if we're talking about like our audience is basically our community, right?
Yeah.
And those guys eat that stuff up. Like they're not gonna look at that like any of those and be like, oh, this is garbage art, right? They just love it. It's like, this is a piece of, a work in progress of the game that I love, right? So
They'd probably rather have production and not be able to see it at all.
probably, yeah, in most
So. I think it's a
cases.
safe bet.
To answer the question, really, without getting too much deeper into that, that's something I can push a little more on and work on, and have discussions with some people that are higher up than me, and try and push on trying to get that stuff out there, trying to like determine like what's kind of like the cutoff of like where do we stop showing concept, because I would definitely love to get more concept art out there of Firefalls.
The next one is there anything you've designed that ended up being used completely differently from what they were originally intended for?
I think oftentimes at the multiple studios I've been at, things that you create, whether like you can concept something, it'll get taken to model, that model will get kit bashed, flipped upside down, stretched, like everything, rotated. Just, it'll be used in ways that you never imagined possible, and it'll work very convincingly. So that's a pretty common practice, I'd say.
So it'd be the world builders who would like.
Yeah,
For the
like
most part.
finding ways to creatively fill a space with a limited amount of objects. They're gonna use everything in the toolbox to make something work, or try it out at least. And sometimes, there's happy accidents, and it's like, this looks really good, and somebody will come by and be like, all right, we're gonna go with that. So sometimes you come across that unintentional awesomeness. So.
I was
Yeah.
trying to look for them in game. I know you guys have an example of something that
the
is
generators, I think, on the backpacks have probably been used for other pieces of walls or something. At least that Ryder had mentioned that.
Yeah, he says those get like kit bashed like crazy.
I think the Sin Tower might even. I think that one's been pulled apart in several places and used in different areas. But yeah, I guess that's where the world artists or the world builders come in and make creative use of the models available to them.
And that's a skill set in its own as well. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like Justin was saying, like at other studios. I mean, honestly, I turned something in expecting that it's going to change almost completely, and I was, honestly, when I was new in the industry, I got really upset about that. I'm like, but I spent all this time, and then I realized that's just part of the process. And, it's a collaborative process, and sometimes it comes out better. So, yeah, I mean, I would say for anyone who's looking to get in, it's like, yeah, be prepared for that.
Like that LGV that the other user called out, if they were going to be drivable, that actually started out as a lamp.
Which is also important to design the bottom of things.
Did you say it started off as a lamp?
Yes.
I'm trying to comprehend that too.
I'm like, what? Wow.
Looks like someone had a bright idea.
I think
The bell.
He's calling his shots.
He's got it. He knows.
This is totally normal Jason behavior. We just happen to be on a TV show live.
it's totally fine.
Unedited.
I want
totally
a bell
cool.
on my desk. I request a bell.
Oh my goodness. No, yes, I was kidding. I mean, it kind of also goes back to what we mentioned earlier is typically when you guys concept something, it's rare that it like changes in terms of like grossly changes or.
Well, it might. Sometimes you design something and it's just not going to work for that period of time, so it may get cut, or they may have run out of time, perhaps. So a concept may have to be delineated down to maybe its most important part. Like maybe they'll take a chest piece and use that versus what you did as a whole. So maybe you get a piece of it that changes. Like say for an NPC character, you would redesign the character, but maybe there's not enough time to do all that. So they take the important silhouette changing pieces and then find a middle ground.
Okay. That's pretty good.
That was, well, we have one last community question, but it's more like, are there any cool comics or animes you guys recommend in the sci-fi genre?
Anything that Stuart Immonen draws.
Okay.
He's drawing the new Star Wars book for Marvel.
Oh, nice.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's science fiction, right?
I think so.
I hope
I think that's part of that genre. That counts.
Maybe. I
That's
mean,
history. It's,
judges.
it's-
We need judges.
I just love the over-the-top Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, which is just an anime way, way over the top. But awesome, check it out if you haven't. Giant mechas and everything. So.
I refer to Jim Daly's expertise for comic books. Yeah, I mean, I love anime. I'm unfortunately a little bit out of the loop, but yeah, I'm really into mechs. So like, even Evangelion.
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 Yeah, I like that
Evangelion.
one the best.
Evangelion. So stuff like that was really up my wheelhouse.
Nice.
I heard Saga was also very good for a sci-fi book, and Bad Planet, because I drew it. Also science fiction.
Well, there you go.
We should have had like a little flyer go up, like with
I'm not sure that that's right.
like an
Should have
alpha, just
a
like,
should have a click buy here button on the screen.
Link
You
it.
can find it
scroll
right
down
here.
on the YouTube
below.
page. We actually have a buy now, but no, just kidding. We don't. Don't scroll down.
But to nerd out about comics for just a second, I think that it's really cool that science fiction has kind of come back in comics. So if you just find yourself at a comic book store, I was there last night on the way home, there is a ton of science fiction books. I mean, from hard sci-fi to everything, and it used to be very superhero-y, and it's surprising because we have all these superhero movies, but it's impressive that there's all these other stories that are not related to Marvel or DC that are science fiction stuff. So I came out of there with like a $60 stack of stuff to read this week, so
That's
pretty
awesome.
Sorry, I'm afraid to talk because my voice is also.
Don't get me sick.
I told you I'm not contagious anymore, but I did cough over your desk before I called out sick. So.
So there's that.
Yeah.
There's that.
So that's why I was a little moist when you were probably typing. Anyways.
Thanks a lot, bro.
Best of friends. So that concludes the community questions. I know we're kind of going over time right here, so we can't get into too many.
No, that's true.
Yeah, questions.
We may as well
other questions
just
we had.
plug along there. So typically what we do, we show off, we do Firefall Social, which shows off a little bit of the stuff we're doing on social media. We're engaging the users. One of the things that Mika started is Travel Tuesday. So every Tuesday we'll post up a screenshot and players have to take a selfie at that position, and then we raffle off prizes to them. And that typically bleeds into the ones we're going to show off today, which is Firefall Remix, which we post a screenshot, and they're encouraged to basically Photoshop the screenshot and make some fun out of it. And we only have one to show today because I failed to pick a winner.
I failed to remind you, so there we go. I picked this one.
Who made this?
I wrote it down.
Got him.
I wrote it down, just not here. Detect? Detect.
Detect.
Thank you, Detect. I think he has a Dexter icon. But yes, Detect made this awesome Leroy Jenkins translated into Firefall.
I mean,
environment.
that's what we said. Is like you either make it really impressive or just make us laugh, and usually the laughs win.
Yeah.
More often than not.
Or the cutest, in my case.
The one that I picked late yesterday was by Noah DVS, and it was again the same shot, but it had like the Starship Trooper bugs all over the place and crawling up the wall. You gotta give it up to a Starship Troopers reference.
Yeah.
I'll post it in the recap.
Do you want to live forever?
He's afraid.
Yes.
They
The
suck.
defining moment of the whole movie. He's afraid. Okay.
I prefer he sucked his brains out.
That would have been awesome. And then, last but not least, we have our Caption This, which we post a shot of people working. We then ask their permission if we can use it. But what do we have? Who do we have this week? Oh, it was you and Edward.
It was taking a few months back.
Yeah, it was. I have the whole video. It's like 7 minutes long of Mika doing mocap with Edward of different emotes.
Bless
But,
him and his patience. I was
bless
not.
him, yeah,
I was not the most
You were.
capable person. It's harder than it's a lot more difficult than one thinks.
But we have the caption. So Knife Lady OS should boot up. We have Marjorie behind the scenes read the captions to the crowd. There she is.
Turbane suddenly regretted taking part in motion capture after being informed that the next motion he would be doing involves short, sharp strikes to the groin.
That just looks like one of your average outfits. Just plain old Mika.
Just plain old Mika.
Doing it up.
Just like.
I swear, I didn't steal your chocolate.
Stole your candy.
I know, it's the worst.
Okay, for this next move, I'll show you how to break 17 bones using just one finger.
People
I'm going to
think I
need a
must be really
sec.
violent.
I mean, a volunteer.
Are you violent?
I don't know.
It's a long
Is-
one.
Is it a violent pose, I suppose?
They call me the One. This finger's not the PS Bio rifle. Sorry, the BTS
What
Bio
the
rifle.
hell?
You've been warned. Now, coffee, please, before I minionize you.
I did say please.
You did say please?
I would shoot you for disrupting me, but I realize I don't have a gun, and that I'm not Sheriff
Oh
Misery.
my goodness.
Deep thoughts.
Shinobi Mika. There you go. Nimbus Cloud.
Look out! We got a badass over here.
Yeah, that's
Obligatory.
definitely Edward's
Yes.
reaction. Whoa.
Pay attention. I'm now performing my commune. HK
Oh my goodness.
HK Mew?
Yep.
HKMU.
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 Not the HKM.
Did you submit that? Is that yours?
No, I didn't. That was like actually one of the first ones, and I was like, we don't need any more captions. This one, this one
That's it.
just does it for me.
Someone asked for a caption about the Alienware.
Pew.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
It's like, how dare you? I can tell the difference between the Alienware and this Tupperware tub that's sitting next to it. I don't
didn't see that one.
You didn't see the Tupperware tub that was sitting next to it? Okay. I couldn't think up a good Alienware one, guys, so I'm sorry to that Facebook user, but that's pretty much our content. Normally, we also do, like I said, we do even art bro, but the fan artists are a slumber. Bad Mim has been posting like certain things where it's just like product placement, like what was the Chosen spray?
The Hisser Dew.
The Hisser Dew is like Mountain Dew, like a Mountain Dew commercial, but it's like Hisser Dew. Great stuff. But it seems they're a slumber. If you guys make fan art, send it to community@red5studios.com. Slight note for you guys, we're moving offices the end of October, and we're actually going to get what I'm going to be calling the fridge, where we're going to hang up fan art up on the walls.
Awesome.
So
if I do fan art, will you post it up here?
maybe, if it's good. I mean,
forget made with love. It has to be good.
Yeah,
Damn
totally. But yeah, so you guys send us your fan art, community@red5studios.com, title, fan art submission, and let's get Do You Even Art Bro going again. We had like 2 major competitions. I think last year someone actually made like I think the winner was a physical Aranya. He made like a little Aranya model. It came out really well. I'll send you guys the picture.
That's awesome.
So you can check that out. One of our Polish fans.
Bardzo dobrze. Dzień dobry.
Wow. Well, there you have that. I hope you guys are still watching Trade. And just for you guys to know, next week, we're going to finish out September's Firefall Lives with yet more artists. We're going to have Eric and the Destroyer of Worlds, Sarah Wands, is going to be returning with us.
Queen of Fow Fow.
The Queen of Fow Fow, of course. We're going to have them on the show, and we're going to be showing off an operation that they've been working on that you guys haven't seen yet. So more spoilers. We had tons of spoilers today. Thank you guys for showing off your art. And it was really awesome. And again, thank you for letting us, really, like, I can't say enough, like, thank you for letting us show it, because it's great stuff. And, the community loves that kind of stuff. And I love that I love, looking at art, especially Firefall art. There's a lot of stuff there that you guys haven't seen that's amazing. And I can't talk about it anymore.
Stuff in the oven.
Shh. Shh. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you all next week with the Destroyer of Worlds and Eric Salidas. Bye.